Vice President Kamala Harris has finally agreed to a sit-down interview, but she won't be facing the questions alone. And it's set to be a pre-taped joint interview with her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Let's go live to Mark Meredith in Savannah, Georgia, with the latest. Mark.
Emily, good afternoon from a hot and humid Savannah, Georgia, where Vice President Harris is gearing up for what could be the most pivotal interview that she has ever faced of her career, because as you mentioned, this is the one that's become so highly anticipated. It'll be taped while she's down here campaigning in South Georgia. The reason that this interview is getting so much attention is because since she became the Democratic nominee, she has largely avoided the press or answering direct questions about her policies. A former Harris advisor is trying to set up the stakes for this interview. Ashley Entine telling Politico, quote, "To be honest, a big audience for this interview is going to be the inside the Beltway crowd that really cares about this, so she should substantively draw some distinctions with Biden on some policy issues." And while there is no shortage of media outlets who would love to grill the Democratic nominee, Harris chose CNN, who some critics say is also a way to take the easy way out.
This isn't even a tough interview. This is on CNN. This is one of their media allies. She should take this opportunity to show the American people that she can handle hard questions.
Today, the Harris campaign is also pivoting its strategy to attract rural voters for events in southeast Georgia or in areas where Democrats have long struggled. But the campaign says it's willing to invest more time, money, and resources to try to turn out the vote here in Georgia. Georgia, of course, a competitive state, just like it was 4 years ago. The latest polls show Trump leading here by about 4 points within the margin of error, Emily. So you can imagine we're going to see both major candidates coming down to the Peach State quite a bit between now and mid-October when early voting gets underway. Emily?
Thank you, Mark. Well, critics are calling out Vice President Harris for not facing the interview solo. Here's one example. Scott Jennings on CNN. Watch.
I think it's incredibly weak sauce to show up with your running mate. The fact that they don't have enough confidence in her to let her sit herself, the actual top of the ticket, and do a single interview. In fact, I think the hand-wringing and the gyrations over this over the last month show a troubling lack of confidence in her political ability, which also makes you wonder as a voter, well, what kind of president would you be if this kind of a small-time decision, can we do an interview or not, what does that look like for your decision-making process, so on? So, yes, I think Republicans are going to think it's pretty weak to show up with effectively someone to take up half the time.
Well, Kilmeade, I argue it's not just Republicans. It's frankly any American. If you need your hand held for an interview, who's going to hold your hand when you're sitting across from Putin and Xi or union workers or any average American that's demanding an answer from their commander-in-chief?
20-0. And the answer is, the question is, how many interviews has Trump done compared to Kamala Harris? Dr. Phil did yesterday, I think it was over an hour. You know, he did Elon Musk for over an hour. He's done nonstop. He went to hostile territory over in Chicago with the black journalists. That one for at least 45 minutes. So why would you, J.D. Vance, 39 years old, kind of new to this thing, only doing 2 years as Ohio Senator, what he's done? Every single weekend, he's been in hostile territory, getting machine gun-like questions on all the Sunday shows. What else has J.D. Vance done? Oh, yeah, after every press conference, big or small, after every speech, big or small, he sits there and takes questions from the local journalists. So, to me, if you want to be president, as Bill Maher, of all people, said, if you want to sit across from Vladimir Putin, you better be able to stand next to any journalist, and to have the vice president on, to have your running mate on with you is really insulting, I think, to her. Who recommended that?
Right. And here's the thing, Cheryl. She's not just a candidate. She is our current vice president. So this is someone who has been leading the country #2 for almost 4 years, and she still can't conduct an interview, answer questions, speak with aplomb, speak off the cuff, have any policy answers whatsoever. I mean, the list goes on. So that is who's been occupying the White House?
Well, you have to wonder why, they've been off the trail for 5 days. Now they're starting the bus tour, and you have to wonder if that's because they needed to kind of get together and start to get to know each other a little bit better and understand what those policies are. I'm thinking Tim Walz doesn't actually have complete awareness of what these policies are. So they needed to get on the same page for this joint interview. David Marcus wrote a really good op-ed at FoxNews.com, and he talked about Hyde Harris. He said the campaign, this makes sense while they're doing it. And he said, look, this is familiar cynicism. Win by any means. Nobody needs to hear about actual policies. Just cook up some Russian collusion or call a laptop fake. All that matters now is winning. And that's the strategy this campaign is doing.
Will it be successful?
Yeah, it could be. It absolutely could be. It's like she can't be challenged. You know, she's been tested. So we were talking about the EV mandates a little while ago, and obviously she has completely done a 180 on that position. So where was she when the EPA was coming up with their mandates? Where was she when these bills were being floated in Congress? You know, why wasn't she on the president's shoulder going, listen, you're old and senile. This is really stupid and it's going to tank the economy. We didn't hear anything like that from her. So now, you know, it's like, I look at this as a woman, you know, and this is a competitive industry we're in. I'm like, you got to hide behind a man? I'm a little ashamed of that. You know, it's like this is supposed to be a historic presidency because this is the first female president of the United States. And, you know, as an absolute baller, she can't sit there and do a one-on-one interview. She's got to hide behind a man. I am personally, as a woman, aggrieved.
That's a great point, Dagan. Remember, she refused to meet with the heads of state and abroad with their wives because she said, I am an official of the United States government. Like, I don't meet with spouses. But she can't even sit for an interview without her hand being held by her vice president candidate man?
Exactly. Oh, but I want to point out that she was I've got the last vote on the green new boondoggle. She's the one who subsidized the EPA's tailpipe emissions mandate, it's a mandate, to manufacture all those electric cars, that she's the one who dug the financial hole that we're in. But to Kennedy's point, if she was to be the first woman running the United States of America, and she needs a man as a crutch, as a truss, as a neck pillow, as a seat cushion, because she can't get up there by herself, that she needs that guy to make her seem more likable or a little bit more coherent, to seem, marginally capable, that is shameful. And I say that as a woman, and anybody who tweets at me that, Trump does interviews with Mike Pence and J.D. Vance. You know what? She has done nothing. She has said nothing since she was anointed the Democrat nominee. And that is beside the point. And you crying sexism by me saying this makes her look weaker. So go ahead. She has time, though, to still tell Dana Bash, I'm only doing one-on-one. Won't happen.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.